Are we back?
Oh.
Great. Welcome back to the Crypt of the public domain. Today, we're taking a look at the birth of the modern zombie film. We just watched White Zombie with Bela Lugosi, a true horror legend.
He definitely looked familiar. Wasn't he Dracula?
He was, Karen. Lugosi brought so many great horror characters to life. He was in hundreds of movies.
He sure was one creepy dude.
Tell me about it. And he was never able to break into any other roles outside of horror. Talk about being typecast. Well, our next movie features another horror icon, Vincent Price.
Another name I know. He was in a lot of classics. House on Haunted Hill, House of Wax, The Fly. I think all of those have been remade too.
You're right, Karen, they have. The stories are all so good that how could they not be retold? But our next film, starring Price, was one of the key inspirations for Night of the Living Dead and is one of the most retold stories in all of horror. Here it is. The Last Man on Earth.
Would I know any of the remakes?
I'd be surprised if you didn't. It's been retold as The Omega Man, which has some remakes itself. It's been the subject of Twilight Zone episodes, parodied on The Simpsons, inspired films like Mad Max, but none would be as fresh in your brain as the latest remake, one that uses the same title as the original 1954 novel, I Am Legend, starring Will Smith.
Oh, but wait, I thought this was a zombie show. Weren't those CGI monsters chasing the Fresh Prince around post-apocalyptic Manhattan vampires?
Actually, I'd say they were somewhere in between. If we're talking about the original 1964 version, you'll see they have a ton of characteristics of the modern day zombie. They're dead and reanimated, they shuffle around and they seek out the living. These creatures were one of the main influences on Romero when he was concocting Night of the Living Dead. They do, however, have some characteristics of vampires. For instance, they have an aversion to garlic and mirrors, and unlike the modern zombie who needs to be killed by destroying the brain, these need to be killed with a stake through the heart, like a vampire.
Well, they definitely look like zombies.
You'll see, they're definitely more zombie than vampire. They're certainly not as suave as Dracula, and they've got the motor skills of a drunk 2-year-old.
Well, okay, when you put it that way, I can't resist watching. I'm sure they're still more menacing than the computer graphics used in the remake. Fire it up.
Okay, and for you viewers out there, The Last Man on Earth is not alone.